Tough questions, new insights, diverse perspectives. Welcome to Questions of the Day with Fanuel Muindi.
Now, welcome back to another edition of Questions of the Day on SAI TV. My name is Fanuel Muindi. I'm your host, and it's always a pleasure to welcome new guests. And today we have Arushi Nath. She's the founder of Monitor My Planet, which is a multi-award winning initiative, national winner, Best of Canada Wide Science Fair Award and Gold Medal 2022 and 2023. I got a chance to hear Arushi share some comments at a recent White House listening session. OSTP, which is the Office of Science and Technology Policy, was holding a session on open science, and Arushi was there, and she shared some comments about some of the work that she's been doing and why open science is important. So Arushi, welcome, first of all, to SAI TV.
Thanks for having me, yeah.
So let's just go back to that listening session. Tell us more about what you wanted to accomplish by sharing those comments at that session.
Yeah, for sure. So I attended an OSTP session a few days ago, and well, first of all, it was great to see so many teachers, educators, and other initiatives come up to the session and also speak about their beliefs when it comes to open science. And for a very long time now, I've been really interested in mixing my passions for science and technology with open data and open research. So, which is why I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to share my opinion on this subject.
Yeah, and I think you were driven by your work that you've been doing in Monitor My Planet. Can you tell us more about that project?
For sure. So, Monitor My Planet is my own initiative, which focuses on using robotic telescopes, science, and open data and open networking to solve big problems that affect everybody. And the problems I'm working right now is on allowing everyone, backyard astronomers and scientists, to help in defending our planet from near asteroids. So to do this, some of my recent projects is I created my own algorithm to measure the physical properties of near asteroids, and then applied it to measure the effectiveness of asteroid deflection mission, in this case NASA's DART mission. And I believe that no research or project is complete without sharing both my data sets and my results to the public, which is why I actually founded Monitor My Planet, so that I could share all the data I'd gotten and what steps I'd followed to achieve it.
Yeah, and if I'm correct in saying that you've been using, and this is what you shared at the session, that you've been using the open data from the European Space Agency, right, and NASA to do this kind of your algorithm. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, for sure. My project definitely wouldn't have been possible without the wide variety of open data that's available to the public, both from NASA and the European Space Agency. So this was when basically my whole project was centered on taking images of the sky and then analyzing those images to determine the physical properties of asteroids. So right after I got my images, the first step I needed to do was find all known stars in my image, as well as find all known asteroids and see their exact position and magnitude. So to do this is where I made use of open data. I used NASA's Horizons database to find the orbits of all near asteroids, and then using the time of my image, I was able to find exactly the position of the asteroids. And I used European Space Agency's star database, Gaia, to find the positions of all known stars in my image. So that was really helpful for the first steps of my project.
That sounds kind of amazing. And so going back to the listening session, you said that it was inspiring to hear all the other initiatives out there, right? Now, you are a young founder, right? You have a lot on your plate. Tell me about just how was it for you to be participant in this listening session? I believe you were the youngest person there. I could be wrong, but I want to go on a limb here and say that you were probably the youngest person there who talked at the session.
Well, it was great to be surrounded by so many people who are interested and driven to achieving the same goals. Like I got a chance to hear from so many educators who are trying to have more open science, more open data publicly available. And I think it was just great, like a networking type of session to hear other people's views on the subject. And it gave me quite a few ideas to see how I could mix what I learned there and with my own personal beliefs in open science and open data, and see how I can implement that with myself in the future.
Can you share a bit more? What did you extract from that? What were some of the highlights for you?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, there were so many interesting talks. One of them I was able to relate to is that someone else, like I've been participating in the NASA space apps for 6 or 7 years now. And I heard someone else was also participating there, and how they believed that the open data there that was publicly available had been very helpful. And I think that's one thing that I haven't really looked at much in detail in my current projects, but it would be a great thing to look back to. Some other things, well, definitely outreach is a big part to play. You have your results open sourced, but how exactly do you share them to the public? What's the best way to do that, and so on.
That's cool. So I see connections, right? New connections was something you probably were able to see, that there are other people working in this space. And I think you were there at the session as well. You heard other people saying that this was great to see and to hear other people, right, share their insights. I want to go back to your project. Where do the public fit in?
Yeah, for sure. Well, so the main problem that I was trying to solve while making my project is that currently hundreds of near-Earth asteroids are being discovered every month. And there's not enough astronomers to analyze all of these asteroids in time. So my goal was to bring analyzing asteroids to the tables of backyard astronomers and citizen scientists who currently have no possible method of analyzing asteroids, which is why all of my project methodology, I've made it open source on GitHub. I've also shared my results, basically with the goal of that any astronomer or anyone with just a telescope in their backyard, doesn't need to be big, but they can use their images from their telescope, just input into the algorithm and be able to determine the physical properties. So I think this helps in 2 ways. One, it speeds up the rate of analysis, which was my original problem, but I think it also gets lots of more people involved in planetary defense, protecting the Earth from objects outside our atmosphere, and really brings out that public outreach for it.
We're talking about citizen scientists, right? And there's a lot of, the sky is huge, right? Trying to analyze a lot of things. So bringing citizen science together, astronomers in a way to help with analyzing, whether finding planets, right? Orbiting stars and so forth. So I'm just curious, if we talk about your initiative, are people going on a website? Are they going on an app? How are they helping you essentially with the work you're doing?
So currently my full algorithm was coded in Python, which I release on my GitHub. And basically my goal is to have other people fork my GitHub account or GitHub repo and basically input their own images into the algorithm and just watch the algorithm work as it determines each physical property of the asteroid. So in the future, I am planning to implement that into my Monitor My Planet website so that people can just use a more interactive version of the web space.
I see. So you definitely have these sort of bigger ambitions and visions and so forth. Arushi, how do you do all of this? You have a lot on your plate. Tell us just, how do you manage your time?
Well, I think now that I'm still in middle school, I have a lot of free time. Like school isn't that much of an issue, at least right now. So I have lots of time to work on what really passionates me. And that's why actually I've been working on astronomy, open science, and using open data, as well as collaborating with people from all around the world to achieve my goals. And I believe that if you try, everyone will have enough time. It just might sometimes be hard to find time, I guess. But so far, I've been able to juggle doing my own fun projects, juggling schoolwork, extracurricular activities. So for now, it's not too much of an issue for me.
Not too much. All right. I mean, there's just, it's amazing. It's inspiring, right? To see you, and I'm sure some of us who are watching probably want to collaborate with you. Do you collaborate with others? And if so, how do they do so? Organizations, can they reach out to you? How would it work?
Yeah, for sure. Over my last couple of projects, I've done so many collaborations. Whether it's collaborating with organizations of robotic telescopes to get time to observe asteroids, or collaborating with fellow astronomers, both amateur and professional, to collaborate maybe sometimes both of us taking observations, or even just receiving feedback, helping them in their own projects. So it's really a two-way type of relationship. And so if anyone here wants to collaborate, I'm definitely open for collaborations, and you can reach me. I have my contact details on my website.
Yeah, and specifically, what's your biggest pain point right now for this project?
Sorry, biggest what?
Pain point, challenges that you are experiencing that you said, oh, if I had X, this would be 10,000 times better, faster, or whatever have you. What is that challenge?
Well, I think sometimes it's just knowing about the right websites, the right things at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Like often during my projects, I might be stuck on some sort of issue because I just don't know how to go about it. Like during my project, for example, I found out during my observations from robotic telescopes were very long, sometimes 45 hours. And during these observing times, observing conditions can and did change. And this meant clouds were coming in my image and so forth. So at the beginning, because I was really new to this type of photometry, I wasn't really sure how to tackle this. So I think a lot of research was needed, and which might have taken a lot of time. But luckily, there's so many open communities around where you can simply ask for help, and they can sometimes direct you to the right approach to take, which was very helpful.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Again, I hope that people will definitely be reaching out to you and connecting, right, at the bare minimum. Arushi, what's the future of this project? So 10 years from now, what's your vision?
Well, my vision is to see many people all around the globe using first my algorithm on their own images. Like I've already started to receive requests from professional astronomers to analyze binary asteroids on which new data has just become available. So from that, I would like to expand it globally so that everyone in the world, all citizen scientists, all background astronomers know about my algorithm and are actively using it to analyze asteroids and speed up planetary defense.
That's wonderful. Arushi Nath, the founder of Monitor My Planet. Thank you so much for stopping by. We need to have you back. Especially
Thanks for having me.
To get new insights, we'll just stay in touch and see what new news comes out, because we want to have you back here sharing that insight, and this was fantastic. And just to start, Arushi Nath, thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
And this was SAI TV.